Hi everyone, and welcome to this quick video on what is actually happening in the Toronto real estate market. I thought it would be a good time to put out a video and kind of just show you what us professionals look at on a day-to-day basis and hopefully pull you away from all the negativity of the media, because they just take bits and pieces of the stats we release to them every month and they twist it in such a way that they're gonna get as many views as possible. So I just wanted to show you a couple quick graphs here because I think it really puts into play what happens on a month-to-month basis and kind of year over year. And if you can see the amount of new listings, you can see it pretty much follows the exact same trend year over year and pretty much month to month. So if you take a look at this first graph here, the new listings, you see listings pick up throughout the spring market. Generally you hit June and things taper off, not as many new listings, people are away. Then we get a spike in the fall and then tapers off towards the winter months, and that pretty much repeats itself in the exact same pattern year over year. So fast forward to 2017, we saw this huge spike in listings, and I could see this coming before the government released the foreign buyer tax and their 16-point plan to help cool the market. If you look over here to the average sale price, you see that it really did take a huge spike, more than normal. You can see every year we go up and down. Even 2016, which was a record-breaking year, you can see it cooled off in the summer months, July, August. I'll show you some actual numbers and you'll really see what happens. And also sales volume. You see the media talking about a 40% drop in sales. That is not price, it's sales volume. And you can pretty much see the sales pretty much follow the new listings. As the spring market picks up, you get more and more people making moves. And then again, once we hit June, towards the end of June, we see things taper down and then pick up in the fall and then dies off in the winter, your December, January, and starts to pick up again. And again, pretty identical how it goes year over year. So this year we obviously saw just a sharp drop off, and that was because of a lot of fear. You had prices shoot absolutely through the roof, so buyers were stepping away at that time because obviously they were looking at what they could have got something last year for and saying things don't make sense. So when things don't make sense, they correct, and sometimes it can take a little bit of time, especially when your neighbors sold for X amount. You're kind of hoping for the same thing, but really a few lucky people made out pretty much winning the lottery at the end of July, or sorry, not July, during March and April. That's when it really peaked, and then that's when the government introduced their tax, and you can see, or not their tax, the foreign buyer tax, and their plan to cool the market. So people are trying to cash out, thinking that they might miss the peak of the market, so that shot up these listings. So that's what happened in a nutshell. I just want to very quickly show you some actual numbers, and again, these are the overall numbers, all home types right across the GTA and surrounding area. These are the numbers that are released out by TREB to the public every month. And I just want to go, and I do want to show you one thing, because when you can never look at just a month and take what they're saying overall, because we do have peaks and valleys throughout the year. So you can just see the average price. If we go all the way back to 2015, let's see here, let's just go January 2015. Hope you can see this. You see January starting at 552 average sale price, started climbing in February, March, April climbed some more, May climbed even more, And as it's climbing, the amount of new listings coming up, and generally, the sales are kind of climbing as well. And then June, you saw a slight taper off. And then July, August, dropped down quite a bit. New listings come down throughout the summer. And then the chart showed us on the other page there that, you start to see an increase September, October, November picks up and then drops off in December. And same with January or 2016. You can see it started to climb, climbed in March, climbed in April, May. Same with the new listings coming on the market, lots of new listings, lots of sales going on. And then what happens May to June? Tapers a little bit. And from June to July, we saw a 5% dip in the average sale price. So you never want to take just a 1 month dip and make it seem like the whole market's crashing, because it's not. It's just slower months in history, and we could see that year over year. And then same thing with this year. We're again, June to July, we saw 6%, so very similar to back in June to July of 2016. And then very quickly, the beginning of this year, you can see how out of hand it got. Like, we went a whole year, one of the best years of real estate. It took a whole year to do pretty much 100,000 from the average sale price. And then all of a sudden we have January of 2017 at average sale price of $768, and then $100,000 average sale price in 1 month, and then climbed even more in March. That's just like ridiculous. And when things don't make sense, they correct. Like, that's just well above market value. So the select few idiots out there driving up the prices on the bidding wars, they are just totally not knowledgeable. And I can certainly tell you, it doesn't take hundreds of thousands of dollars to win a bidding war. You just got to be smart to know the sales. So you can see as the prices were increasing, people started to get wind, and you can see as people saw this, they were jumping to market right here. So, and this is before the government put out anything. The foreign buyer tax, that was here in April, at the end of April. So you could see jumped a little bit more, a lot more people coming onto the market, trying to take advantage of this huge increase over 3 months. And again, this is just, it's really false. You would never want to get caught in something that's so inflated, because when things get too inflated, they crash just as hard, and which we've seen things coming back more to reality. So May, the first month that the foreign buyer tax was in, we saw even more listings come on the market, people try and cash out. Actual transactions, so sales transactions, starting to fall a little bit. And then June, we saw transactions fall off quite a bit more. Average sale price still well above last year, or I shouldn't say well, but coming back to reality, making sense. So year over year, there was an increase. Still lots of listings on the market for June. And July, you can see things are starting to return back to normal. Not as many new listings on the market. We have, slightly less active listings on the market, which is a good sign that things are returning to normal. And sales volume, when they talk about sales volume being down, yes, we're down about half from last year, but that is, or 40% from last year, but that is through all the confusion and the market kind of restabilizing itself and coming back to normal. So you can see we have a 5% increase from July of 2016 to now. So prices are still up year over year. If you bought up in April, you probably paid a ton of money, and hopefully you didn't get caught up in one of these big bidding wars and just overpay. I know a lot of people were kind of stepping away because a lot of buyers are educated. They want to see everything that's going on in the market, what things were selling for last year, And I had clients saying, hey, things aren't making sense when I showed them the sales, which, I fully agreed with them. So anyways, that's what it is. This is actual numbers. You can see through the charts that things seem to be returning back to normal. I don't think that foreign buyer tax is going to hinder the market. If you take out, the 5%, even if it was 10% of buyers, our institute's saying that we think it's around 5%. Other people are saying it's much higher, but needless to say, 10% of buyers coming out of the market, there's still a low inventory once these things cool down a little bit more. But right now you do have lots out. There's a lot of overpriced stuff on the market still. People still trying for these numbers in April, May, but those are gone now. So as long as you're paying more in line with a 5% increase of last year, you're actually doing really well, and there's a lot to choose from right now on the market. So for buyers, it might be a good time to take advantage. Obviously, if you're selling and buying in the same market, really doesn't matter when you sell, but I can tell you, with still a lot of active listings on the market, it will take longer to move your product. So don't be going out and spending money before you have your house sold, and then you're good to go. Anyways, I hope this video helped some of you, and I hope you guys may realize that the market isn't collapsing. It's just kind of coming back down to reality, which I think everyone wants. So until next time, talk to you later.